Hello and welcome to another special Halloween episode of Fury of Dracula. Take two because I don't know how Discord works. We are going to be competing in a Fury of Dracula themed Jeopardy competition here, like we did last year for Halloween, for all you people who celebrate that thing, or just like Candy, or just like Fury of Dracula, like me. We have four contestants today. We have Captain Gyro, who is returning from his victory last year, and Scott Sword, and Strider, and Pizza Wizard. Say hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Ah,
Hello, hello.
hello. Well, most of you have figured out how to have that joke go through. The way this is going to work, instead of having everyone type out their answers like they did last time, turning this into a typing competition, they're just going to buzz in basically by typing buzz in the chat, which you should be able to see. And then I will call on them, and then they will give an answer. And if the answer is incorrect, they will lose points, which I think can go into the negative. It should be able to. Yes. Yeah. So don't have faith in your zero to protect you. And then if you end in a negative, you will have to pay me that many points at the end. So, is everyone ready to go?
Yes.
All right, very good. Since Captain Gyro won last tournament, he will be able to pick first. But first, I'll read the categories for people listening on podcast for some reason. You rule, wear a cardigan, Captain Gyrography, the Numbers Mason, and Flavortown. And woe be unto anyone who dares set foot in Flavortown, is all I'll say about that. We will be doing a final Jeopardy at the end, but before we get to that, Captain Gyro, pick a category.
Well, my friend, I gotta go with Captain Gyrography there
All right.
because it's
For,
just sitting there
which?
calling
So-
out to me.
Uh-huh.
Literally got my name all over it.
So,
Let's go with 100.
all right. This ocean region is connected to the fewest large cities. Strider,
The Ionian.
incorrect.
Damn.
Scott Sword,
The Adriatic.
that is correct. The Adriatic is
Nice.
connected to 0 large cities. Okay, and now Strider, which do you want to pick? Not Strider.
You gave the points to
Scott
Pizza
Sword.
Wizard.
No, that's fine.
Dang it!
We're
Did
good,
I?
we know that.
That's how it should be.
Oh goodness, Scott Sword.
Scott Sword.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. This will probably be a theme of me getting the boxes incorrect. All right, Scott Sword.
Let's go for wear a cardigan for 100, please.
This combat item cancels the second most Dracula combat cards. Pizza Wizard.
Crucifix? What is crucifix?
That is correct. Crucifix. The number one being Holy Circle, because it cancels everything. And Crucifix, because it has that one extra, cancels the second most. So, Pizza Wizard, you get 100. All right, Pizza Wizard.
I'd like you rule for 100.
According to the rules reference, this is step 1 of setup. Strider.
The hunters choosing their locations.
Incorrect.
Had to try.
All right, I will just give this one away, or cancel it. In Jeopardy, if no one answers, it goes away. Step 1 is place the game board. Maybe that was too much of a trick question, but believe it or not, yes. Step 1 is placing the game board on the table, which I think is so dumb. It's like having step 1 be open the box. It's like how
Yeah, remove all the components.
Yeah, place the
I was
opponent-
genuinely thinking it might have been remove all components from the box.
I know
Yeah,
it's
Oh.
yeah. All right. So Strider, you picked last, so you will pick this one. Not Strider, Scott Sword. I'm gonna mix those two up because they both start with S.
Pizza Wizard got the
Yeah,
last
Pizza
one.
Oh, Pizza Wizard. Right, Pizza Wizard. Pick.
You'll get
I'd
it
like you rule
eventually.
for 200. Let's see if they get better.
According to the rules reference regarding the encounter steps, if Dracula moves to a location with a hunter in it, he cannot place an encounter or do this. Strider. Not Strider. Scott Sword. Dang it. Scott Sword.
Place a rumor token?
That is correct. Dracula is not allowed to
Oh.
place a rumor token if he moves into a space with hunters in it. That is... Yeah, we all know about the not placing an encounter, but how often have you been like, oh, it's very important that I place a rumor token the turn that I move into a space with a hunter? All right, Scott
neat.
Sword, to you.
Oh, let's go for Flavor Town 100.
Oh no.
According to the flavor text on Escape, Escape is describing a confrontation in this type of city. Okay, I think no one is answering that. The answer is a port. It talks about it taking place
Oh,
in
wow.
a port. Yes. Okay, Scott Sword.
Oh, do I... Yeah,
You
go on. Let's go
Dare
for Flavor Town
continue
200.
to play
Come on,
once
let's
you're
do
in.
it.
The flavor text on Surprising Return describes this ally. Strider.
Jonathan Harker.
That is correct. Jonathan Harker
Well done.
is described by Surprising Return.
I read them all today, guys.
All right,
Oh,
Strider
wow,
then.
Look out for Strider.
Let's go down the line. 300.
All right. Dodges, which I think I misspelled, flavor text describes fighting this. Captain Gyro.
Claws?
Uh,
When a vampire uses the claws?
no. Scott Sword.
Is it just vampire?
That's close enough to be correct. It's one of Dracula's vile spawn, but yes, specifically, it's one of Dracula's vampires. I'll give that a Scott Sword. Okay, next.
Captain Gyrography for 200. Please.
This is the only city in the game with an achievement associated with it. Oh, who guessed that? Pizza Wizard, I think. Oh, I think Pizza Wizard got that first.
What is to lose? You don't want to lose there.
Yes.
Very
Toulouse. I think. Hold on, because my feed, it's hard for me to tell who buzzed in for a previous question or current question. I'm gonna go ahead and type my own space just in the chat so that I separate it in the future. Because that last one, I wasn't sure if it was Strider
I think
or
it
Pizza
was
Wizard.
Pizza Wizard. Yeah.
Okay, very good. All right. In that case, Pizza Wizard, pick the next one.
What is wear a cardigan for 200? Oh wait, no, that's not.
This card has been played the least number of times according to the leaderboards. Captain Gyro.
Is it blood transfusion?
It is blood transfusion at the
let's
time this question was
go.
written. Yes, even less, it says more, even less than custom search, if you can believe it. Custom search has been played more than blood transfusion. So I'll give those points to Captain Gyro. Let me put a space in. Yeah, Scott Sword's got me covered. All right, next.
I'm gonna take Flavor Town for 400.
According to the flavor text in Blood Transfusion, this is why it works. All right, no one dare answer it. The correct answer is we don't know, lol. It literally says, we don't know why this... In fact, see, blood transfusion is actually included in some of the meme text on some of the videos that Scott Sword puts, so the flavor text is there for people to read. This is less of a... But yeah, it's I do not know why it works. It just does. I wanted to have that be the funny version where someone answered and said, I don't know, and they'd be like, correct! But yeah, Captain Gyro, you can pick again.
Let me take Flavor Town for 500.
The flavor text on Lucky Find references this war. Captain Gyro.
Is it the Franco-Prussian War?
Well done.
Hold on.
think that's
Actually, let me check.
Oh.
That is incorrect.
Oh no!
Not Strider, Scott Sword.
I thought you had that right, Gyro. The French-Russian War.
That is also incorrect. Anyone want to lose points to this incredibly difficult question?
I knew it was coming. It's
No. Okay. I'll just tell you. It's the Russo-Turkish War.
Ah,
Yeah. Which you think is so weird because it's like none of the locations are in Turkey. So like it's okay. It's someone who fought in that war, and also none of the locations are in Russia either. Although some of the regions are near where the fighting might have been regarding Russia. I don't know a lot about the Russo-Turkish War, but yes, it references the Russo-Turkish War. Okay. Who got the last question correct?
That was me again.
Okay, you can
Well, I
pick
got
another.
that one wrong. Oh, and I was waiting for that question to come up too.
Yeah, you're so close. You got half of it right. Yeah.
Let's go with you rule for 300.
Oops. Hold on. I questioned one already. In a team game, hunters must openly discuss things and may not confer in private except in these circumstances. Oh dear. Hold on. Um. Oh, who did this? Okay, so Pizza Wizard.
What is when trading?
Um. That's close enough to be true. Technically, it's when trading or using
Oh.
Van Helsing's leadership ability, but that involves a trade, so I'm gonna say yes. Let's see, Pizza Wizard, you get that. And now, Pizza Wizard, you may guess.
We need the numbers Mason for 100. It's being neglected.
This is the maximum number of Dracula cards Dracula may hold in his hand. Scott Sword.
4.
And that is correct.
Well done, Scott Sword.
Yes, 4. That has been the case in all versions of Fury of Dracula, I believe. All right, here, let's... Okay, Captain Gyro put a space in. Scott Sword.
We'll just stick with the same numbers, Mason, for 200, please.
In second edition, Seward could hold this number of item/events in total. Captain Gyro.
Uh, 8.
No, it was 7.
Dang.
So he was the
I
only
didn't even
person
read the
who-
whole question. I just buzzed in.
I know,
Uh,
yeah. Okay, so that's gonna be it's so in second edition he could hold one extra item or one extra event. It was not and that was changed in third edition.
That sounds way more balanced.
Honestly, he got a little busted in third edition. Okay, let's see. I guess who guessed correctly last? Was that Pizza Wizard, I think, or was it
Pizza
Scott Sword?
Wizard, I
Pizza
think.
Wizard. Okay, then Pizza Wizard, guess.
I will go Captain Gyrography for 300.
Hunters may not perform the normal supply action in these spaces. Is that? I guess that's Scott Sword buzzing in. Yes, Scott Sword.
Hospital spaces.
And what other
Oh, no.
spaces? So I'm gonna.
C spaces.
Incorrect.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Captain Gyro.
It's hospital spaces, sea spaces, and Castle Dracula.
That is correct. Ocean spaces, Castle Dracula, and hospital spaces. Hey, getting some of those points back. Yeah. Everyone forgets about Castle Dracula. You were not allowed to supply in Castle Dracula. Okay, Captain Gyro.
Let's go with you rule for 400.
You rule for 400. According to the Escape as Bat rules, this is what happens to the Escape as Bat card if it is on a location which Dracula promotes to a lair. So Scott Sword.
It gets returned to Dracula's combat deck.
Correct. It is discarded. I looked this up. I remember there was a question about this, and I was like, "Ooh, I gotta add that to the Jeopardy." But yeah, I looked it up. If it is, I think its specific rules are, it is discarded if cleared or it slides off the 6th space. So it does not stick around in the layer. Although that would be an interesting way of modifying the thing. Oh yeah, space. Okay. So now Scott Sword, you may pick one.
Let's go with wear a cardigan for 300.
The symbol on vampire cards denoting HP is this. That's funny. I thought I changed this question. But Scott Sword.
Is it a heart symbol?
What kind of heart symbol?
Oh, it'll be a picture of like a physical heart, not the heart.
Yes, that is
like,
correct.
Shape,
A
but the shape
physical
of the
heart.
organ.
I had
Right.
originally changed that question. I thought that question was originally lame. Hold on. I want to find the replacement one I did for that. Which one?
I liked that question.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm going to add a special bonus question here because it was just because I wanted to include this question.
It's funny in the digital edition. It's a like a
Yeah.
cartoon heart. It's not the
Yeah.
physical heart. In the board game, it's like an actual human heart.
Huh. Yeah, but on the card, it's a physical heart. But I think in combat, it uses a different symbol. I'm going to add this question. The encounter Reckless Vampire has art unique to digital edition. Its original artwork from 3rd edition is now used to represent this card in digital. Is that Scott Sword who's buzzed in again? Okay,
Yes, yeah, I've buzzed. Fangs.
that is correct. Fangs. I'll give you 300 for that. Hey, it actually
Wait.
remembered the 300 because it's the same. It
So-
was
Explain that again.
So-
the art. Go ahead.
so in physical edition. There's unique art for Fangs that is not used in digital edition at all.
At all, yeah.
At all.
I remember what.
And
it
the
was like.
art that we use for Fangs in digital edition was the art for Reckless Vampire.
Reckless fan.
So in digital edition, they changed the art for Reckless Vampire to be more of just like a picture of a guy, so that in the combat system it shows like a guy. Because the art for Fangs, like it shows him like eating a guy, and so it's like that's kind of weird that all of the other images for combat are just like a picture of a person, but then for Reckless Vampire it would be like a guy and then he's holding another guy up and eating him, and it's like it just the art doesn't like flow with all the others, so they just gave him unique art, and then they took the art for Fangs or for Reckless Vampire and were like, well, that kind of looks like a Fang
Something on
attack,
Fangs,
so
yeah,
that's going to be
yeah.
Fangs. Which is interesting because now the art for Fangs in the original game just isn't used anywhere.
Yeah, it's a lot.
yeah.
It's great art too.
It's good
I love
art,
that
yeah.
one.
Interesting. Okay, Scott Sword, you can pick one.
We'll stick with the same. Wear a cardigan for 400.
The encounter, Reckless Vampire, has art unique. Wait, this is. Here's where it went. You know what? You already answered this question correctly. Apparently, I replaced the wrong one. I'm just going to reveal the correct response and move on. Oh.
That was
Well, I didn't have to.
I buzzed in right away too.
No, I was
Dang
ready.
it!
I was gonna get
You won the. Okay, only the highest amount of polish and preparation going on in the Jeopardy of Dracula 2. All right, Scott Sword, pick another one.
I'm going to be pedantic. Do I get an extra 100 points for that?
No, you don't. You already answered the question correctly.
No. Okay, I will go with wear a cardigan for 500.
The card Great Wolf in 2nd edition was first named this. Captain Gyro.
Renfield.
Incorrect.
Oh, we gotta try.
Believe it or not, in the 2nd edition, Great Wolf was named Quincy Morris.
Oh wow! Right,
They-
he turns into an evil
They're
vampire.
like, oh, we want to include Quincy somehow, but he's dead. I don't know. I guess Dracula turned him into a vampire. So in 2nd edition, Dracula has a vampiric cowboy hitman. Which I guess I'm glad for the representation, but honestly, I think that's kind of dumb. But yeah, there's always one Quincy Morris. I have always had to include one Quincy Morris question. All right, Scott Sword. I believe you're the last person to answer a question correctly. So, what do you want?
Numbers Mason for 300, please.
The maximum number of road spaces that a horse may be used to travel in a single day is this. Scott Sword.
2.
Incorrect. Captain Gyro.
Is it 3?
Incorrect. Think about the question, everyone. Pizza Wizard.
3? Wait, he just said 3, didn't he? Oh shit.
Strider.
4.
Incorrect. Okay, everyone, think about this. 8. One hunter with renewed vigor may use a horse to move to another horse, then, with their second action, trade that horse, and then move to the next hunter, and then, with their second action, trade that horse, and then move.
I thought
Meaning,
of that too. I didn't think of
that
it. Yeah.
poor horse may be used to move 8 spaces. So the next time your horse only moves 1 space is complaining, "Oh, I'm tired." So just understand that it's being lazy, and that they have the power to move 8 spaces if they just believe in themselves.
Wow, the Pony Express.
Yeah. Sometimes this game has total, like, how are they moving that much in one day, kind of.
How would you pull that off, Quincy? Like Dracula's in Athens and you hand off a horse that's all the way in Marseille.
It could be. I'm just saying it could be done. It could be done. Yeah, that one was kind of.
Oh, that'd be great. They're in a nice line. Like
Right. Like this person has to be able to move 2 spaces, but doesn't have a horse, and the only person with the horse is all the way away. It's like, wait, no, I could do it if I move and trade the horse, and then trigger the horse again. Yeah. Well, that was a trick question, but everyone fell for it, so it all came out even. All right. Who answered correctly? I think Scott Sword again.
Yeah. I'm kind of scared of getting numbers Mason off the bat, so let's go with Captain Geography for 400.
These are the only large cities without rail access. Captain Gyro.
That would be Cadiz and Athens.
Incorrect. Scott Sword.
Cardiff, Athens, and Amsterdam.
Incorrect. Pizza Wizard.
I mean, Cadiz, Athens, Amsterdam, and the.
Incorrect. First of all, Cadiz is a small city.
Is it?
And Nantes. You all forgot Nantes.
Cardiff is a big city.
We forgot Nantes, but you
I forgot. It looks like I forgot
Cadiz.
Cadiz. Cadiz is
That's a good
Lisbon
question,
city?
though.
I think you've mixed up Lisbon and Cardiff. Lisbon's definitely on a rail line. I've got the
Oh, okay, all right.
Oh, he's got the map on
I had it wrong. Man, I got
mix
this
them
wrong.
up
However,
all
you
the
all
time.
still missed Nantes, so or Nantes.
That's true.
So
Yeah,
it's
you're
all
right.
it all comes out even.
Scott
Now you
realized it
see
was an
why
open
I'm
book
not competing in the
quiz.
tournament, because I can't even get the questions right when I'm cheating and reading the rules. All right, I guess Scott Sword again. You have another.
All the power. We'll go with Captain Geography for 500. Sorry, Gyro, taking it away from you.
If a long rail is defined as a rail which accomplishes 2 roads worth of movement in a single segment, these are the only cities connected to 2 long rails.
Give us more time than 5 seconds.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a little longer than this. This one's hard.
I need some time to look at my version of the map that I definitely have.
Hey, no, this is not an open book test. No, none of that. All right, no, that is fine. I'm just gonna give the answer. It's Bordeaux and
Bordeaux?
Paris.
I knew one of them was Bordeaux.
It was Paris.
Right.
One of us Paris.
It's interesting that those are both connected to each other. Yeah, Paris is connected with the long rail that goes down to Marseille and the long rail that goes to Bordeaux. And Bordeaux, of course, is connected to that same one. And then Bordeaux also technically has a long rail down to Zaragoza, which we don't really think of as a long rail because so often you move by road out of there. But technically, yeah, that's a rail that accomplishes 2 roads or 2 rails worth of movement. It sort of illustrates how France is so rail efficient.
Good question.
And Spain, yeah.
They're tough.
All right, Scott Sword.
You rule for 500.
We're gonna get one right.
Okay,
guys.
while we like to say Dracula can escape when the round marker reaches despair +2, the rule book describes the rule in this way. Captain Gyro.
He can escape in the round in which the number of combat cards already played is equal to the number of despair tokens.
That is incorrect. Oh, it's so
Come
close.
on!
It's so close. Okay.
Good.
Is it? Oh,
Strider.
based on his pride ability.
No. It's not related to his pride ability.
Oh, I'll try it.
Captain Gyro, you were so close. It's when it's greater than the number of despair tokens on the time track. Not when it's equal. It's when the number of cards played.
The way I phrased it was that he can escape in the round in which the number of combat cards already played is equal to the despair. But you're right. The rule, that is the way the rule phrases it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
this was I mean it's a 500-point question. It was meant to be really hard because it's the point is it's phrased in this really
Awkward
really
way,
esoteric
yeah.
way.
I was trying to recall it.
It's like, what's the esoteric phrasing? Remember it right now. Yeah, no,
So
first Jeopardy of Dracula was easy. This one I'm throwing real hard stuff at you.
it's when the number of combat cards it played is greater than the number of despair.
Yeah,
tokens.
greater than the number of despair tokens. Yeah. Okay. So which one do you want to pick? I guess Scott's Sword. Yeah, we haven't had a correct answer in a while.
Oh, we'll have to go with numbers made from 400, won't we?
Cagliari is a city with this number associated with it. Scott's Sword.
13.
That is correct. The unluckiest number for the unluckiest city that has seen the end and the triumph of so many Draculas is 13. And then the last one I'll pick already. The number of places on the map that hunters may legally exist is this number. Captain Gyro.
70.
Incorrect. Scott Sword.
73.
I think that is correct. Yes, 73 because of the 3
hospital.
hospitals. You forgot about the hospitals, Captain Gyro.
Oh.
Okay. So the way this will work with the negative numbers, I'll say you can wager. You know what? Everybody can wager up to 2,000, up to 3,000. I'll say.
Yay!
You can wager up to 3,000 if you want to. So don't tell me your wager, but type it in.
Type it with your answer.
Right, and then you'll type it. So type it right now. What you're wagering.
Do you want us to private message you on Discord or?
No. Just type it in, but don't hit enter. And then after your wager, I will have the question, and then you can give the response to the final Jeopardy thing. So this final Jeopardy is going to be a little interesting because we're sort of switching to a different game. Basically, I'm going to have a question it's going to have a number answer, and the person with the closest number is correct. Now, it's not going to be Price is Right rules where it's the closest without going over. No, that's dumb. If you go over but you're close, that's okay. So I'm going to have a question. You're going to have a numerical answer, and the person who's closest wins. If there's a tie for closest, you'll both win, but everyone else will lose points. So the question is, according to SteamCharts.com, Fury of Dracula's all-time peak player count was this number. So I'm going to go for about 20 seconds, and then I'll have you all hit enter.
Can we ask for, like, what's concurrent players?
Yeah.
Per week.
This is peak player count in a day. I think it's concurrent. Yeah, concurrent player count. Peak concurrent player count.
I think I have my guess.
Okay. All right. Is everyone's ready?
Sorry, I said it.
Yeah, everyone just okay, so the wager was first and the guess was second. All right. And the closest is Scott Sword, and the answer is 62. If you would believe it. Very, very low. Yeah, that I checked Steam, and this was right when it launched. And it hasn't gotten up there. Unless it's happened since the 3 weeks ago when I looked up these answers. But yeah, board game don't have a ton of. So yeah, Scott Sword gets some just like ridiculous number. What is that? 2,200. Oh wait, hold on. It's not letting me do hundreds unless I do. Yeah, but that's gonna be it. Scott Sword wins.
Oh, it's game.
Uh,
Yeah, close.
well, the final Jeopardy kind of messed it. This final Jeopardy wasn't exactly fair because all three other players were going to lose something. But yeah, technically, if I wanted to reduce it, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you guessed 2,700. So Captain Gyro, you're going to get down to.
Hey, you
what is
know,
that?
I took a lot of
5,400?
guesses. I was close on a few of them.
You were close on a few
I
of
had a
them.
good time. I feel like I still maybe flexed a little bit of knowledge.
Hey,
even if the
combined
board
with
doesn't
last game,
necessarily
you even
reflect
out to
it.
0. So
Hey, there we go. Not too shabby.
that's
Even
not
Stevens.
too shabby. Yeah. So
And
yeah,
I will say this about the player numbers. If I could get 60 people interested in Fury of Dracula, I say that's a win.
and like imagine if you had a room of 60 people
They're
playing
few and
Fury
far
of Dracula.
between.
That's crazy. Board game digital adaptations don't have a lot of concurrent player counts because the games go long, and people don't play a lot. But I really my point behind this is that it's not really a good measure of how successful the game is. And
Agreed.
at least I'd like to think so, because the Nomad has said that it's one of their best. Like it had the amount it sold way more than they were expecting it to at launch. They were really shocked by its success. So yeah, that's Jeopardy of Dracula. Maybe I'll come up with another set of questions next year. Although, judging by the history of this, it's probably going to require even more obscure questions, which are going to be even harder answers. So look forward to that, I guess, or it may not happen. I don't know. Who knows what'll happen in the future. Um, but yeah, thanks for everyone coming. I'm glad we could get a full stack of 4 people, and congratulations to Scott Sword, and Godspeed.